Okay, bang. Here we go with a little bit more practice for solving linear equations. So, is this a linear equation? Let's talk about how many letters I have. I have one letter. I have an X over here and I have an X over here. Now, your X's can be in different places as long as you only have one type of letter. You have X's and Y's and R's and S's, that's something different. But I have one letter X and that X doesn't have any exponents. This is a linear equation. Now, remember our steps. Bang, that's right. Simplify, separate, and solve. Now remember what simplify means. Simplify means we need to distribute and combine like terms. So I see parentheses, that means distribute. Now, of course, with distribution comes arrows. Now remember, these arrows are to help remind us that that 3 gets multiplied by both things inside those parentheses. So let's go ahead and take care of that. 3 times x is 3x. Bang. And 3 times positive 4 is positive 12. Very nice. And continue on the other side. 2 times x is 2x. Very nice. And then finally 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Very, very nice. Okay. Ooh, don't forget the wall. Now, you might not need this wall, but just since we're learning. Okay. There's my equal sign, and those are the things that I have to, that's my dividing line. Remember, whatever I do to one side, I have to do the other side also. Okay. So, we are done simplifying. There are no like terms to combine over here, no like terms to combine over here, so we can start to separate. Remember, I want all of my x's or numbers with x's on one side and all of my numbers without x's on the other side. Notice here I have x's over here and I have x's over here. I need to move one of those x's to the other side. Now, to move this x or to move this x, I have to subtract it. Now, if there was a negative sign in front, I would have to add it to get it to move. However, I can take this 2x. If I want to move this 2x to the other side, I can subtract it. Now, don't forget, I have to subtract it from both sides here. So when I subtract it from the other side, make sure you put it under or very, very close to the thing you're going to combine it with. I'm not going to subtract 2x from here because that doesn't have an x. However, I can subtract 2x from there. Now notice, I'm still subtracting 2x on this side of the equal sign. I'm subtracting 2x on this side of the equal sign. I'm doing that to move all of my x's over to one side. Whichever side is up to you. I like to move the smaller x to keep my answers positive. However, if you wanted to subtract 3x from both sides, you could have done that as well. Okay, what happens to these two x's here? 2x minus 2x? Oh yeah, they cancel out. And what about this 3x minus 2x over here? What does that result in? Absolutely right, one single x. Now, that positive 12 is still there. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring that down because we haven't touched that yet. What is left on the other side after I got rid of that 2x? Negative 2. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Now, we're almost there. As you can see, I have my x's are all over here. I don't have any x's over here on this side anymore, but I do have a number without an x that I need to move to the other side. To get rid of a positive 12, that 12 is being added. What's the opposite operation for addition? Oh yeah, subtraction. And don't forget, don't we have to subtract that 12 from both sides? Bang, that's exactly right. Well, so let's total up. Now, what happens to this positive 12 minus 12? It's exactly right. And what does that leave us on that side? That is exactly right. Okay, and then what about when I combine negative 2 and negative 12 together? What does that make? Negative 14. That's exactly right. Now, we can, of course, check our answer. Let's do that. We can check our answer by taking that value and plugging it into our original equation. Let's try that real quick just to see how that works out. Okay, so what I did was I replaced each x with the negative 14. So let's see if this equation turns out to be true. Remember PEMDAS, we have to do this inside the parentheses first. What is negative 14 plus 4? Oh yeah, negative 10, exactly right. Likewise, what is negative 14 minus 1? Negative 15. Oh yeah, exactly right. One more step, what is 3 times negative 10? Oh yeah, and likewise, what is 2 times negative 15? Bang, looks like our equation works. When I use x equals negative 14 in this equation, it turns out to be true. This is the solution. Well done. Not bad at all. All right, let's try one more practice equation. One more. Here we go. All right, so let's go ahead with the first step. First step would be to simplify. Remember that involved combining like terms and distribution. Do we have any of that here? All right, first off, let me draw my line, separate my equation. So, you have any like terms I can combine over here? Oh yeah, that's exactly right. These terms should be combined first. They're on the same side of the equal sign and they're like terms. They should be combined first before we start to solve. 2x minus 3x equals negative x. Very, very nice. Now, we still have our plus 4, and I am going to go ahead and distribute my 6 through these parentheses also. 6 times x is very nice, and 6 times negative 1 is good. Okay. All right. Very, very nice. Moving right along. We need to separate now. I need to get all of my x's on one side of the equation and all of my numbers without x's on the other side of the equation. Now, it doesn't matter which side you choose to house x's versus which side you choose to house just numbers. So let's say I wanted to move all of my x's to the right-hand side now. Not a problem. I can get rid of this negative x by adding x to it. Now, don't forget, you have to do that to both sides of the equation. Now, notice I put my x that I'm adding to both sides under the other x because those are the things that are going to go together. Don't put it over here because those won't be combined. These will be combined. So what happens here? Go on exactly right. What's left over there? 4, exactly right. Now, combining this 6x and this 1x, good. And don't forget about that negative 6 that we have over there. Okay, very nice. Now, still trying to get that x alone, so I need to start peeling away the layers over here. Remember, we have to peel away the addition and subtractions first. So I am going to add x to both sides to get rid of that negative x. That leaves me 7x on that side. Very nice. And over here on this side was 4 plus 6. 10. Exactly right. Okay, one step left. This 7 and this x are being multiplied. How do I undo multiplication? By division, of course. Oh, don't forget, both sides. Now, what happens to those 7s? Those 7s go away. Now, we isolated x. X is alone. It is on the right-hand side of the equal sign, which maybe we're not used to seeing, but that's okay. That is still our solution. So our final solution was x equals 10 over 7. Now, you can get fraction answers. That is totally okay. Makes your checking work a little bit more difficult. However, fraction answers are allowed, and they do happen. Box your final answer. Great job, guys. We're going to do some more of these in class, but hopefully this helps. Thanks for stopping.